Hi guys, welcome back to my YouTube channel. If you're new here, my name is Bandy Kiki, the unapologetic African lesbian and entrepreneur. As some of you might know or may not know, I turned 30 this year on February 20th, and I've always just wanted to share some powerful lessons that I learned in my 20s. Why? Because I have a lot of young people here following me. I have a lot of young people who look up to me. I have a lot of young people who are inspired by me. And I think sharing some of these lessons that I've learned can then influence or inspire them as well. So today I'm going to be sharing 10 powerful lessons that I learned in my 20s. If you see me looking down or looking this way, I'm just looking at my notes just to make sure that I cover everything that I wrote down for this video. So the first lesson that I learned in my 20s is it's okay not to fit in. Now, as you already know, based on my introduction, I am a lesbian, and a very proud one for that matter, very unapologetic lesbian for that matter. I haven't always been like this, okay? I used to be that girl sat in a corner wondering, why are my friends talking about boys? Why are they talking about being in love with boys? Talking about getting married to men, looking forward to having husbands and having kids. And I don't have the same dream. Why? Why can't I be like other girls? Okay? It's a lesson that I learned in my 20s that, you know what, Kiki? You're a lesbian. Your life is different. Your path is different. Another thing about that as well is the fact that I've always had very different views. I've always had views that are a bit different from other people's views. People have, in some ways, and sometimes have called me controversial, you understand? And that used to worry me a lot. That used to bother me a lot. I used to wonder, why are my thoughts not aligning with other people's thoughts? Why am I not thinking the same things people are thinking? Why don't I logically think about things just the way they think about things as well? But then again, I realized that, you know what, Kiki, you're different. Your thought process is different. You assess things differently. And that is okay. Stop trying to fit in. Okay? And the second lesson that I learned in my 20s is to stop seeking validation. Again, this is in line with what I said about having different thoughts, processing things differently. And sometimes I would shrink myself on my thoughts just so that I can be in line with what other people are thinking and how they're thinking it and how, they process everything. And that's not just me, you understand? And in some ways, I also suppressed my sexuality because I wanted to be liked. I was fear of resentment as well, fear of being rejected. Those things, you understand? And I just learned within my 20s, later on in my 20s, that, you know what, Kiki, it's okay. Just be yourself and stop asking people stop asking validation from these people. Some of them don't even care about you. Some of them don't even think about you the way they think about you. So why do you care so much what they think? You understand? Just be yourself. And the third lesson I learned in my 20s is self-forgiveness is important. I can't begin to tell you how many things I did, okay? And I'm still doing that. I'm like, Kiki, but why? Why did you do this? Why did you do that? Why? Sometimes I'm going to just try to be a bit political here because of YouTube guidelines. When you want to unearth somebody, you understand? Maybe because you didn't enjoy it. Maybe because the person is just an asshole. Later on, found out the person is an asshole, and you're just like, what the hell? You understand? So yes, those are the moments that you have to forgive yourself. Those are the moments you have to be like, you know what? It's okay. Learn your lesson and move on. There's a difference between beating yourself up and then learning the lesson and moving on. So yes, self-forgiveness is really key. And the fourth lesson that I learned in my 20s is that it's okay to fail. Okay? It is okay to fail. I started my entrepreneurial journey in 2015. And I started with a blog, and after that I created Kinaka TV. Kinaka TV was a bit of a mess. Creating content, it didn't happen the way I wanted it to happen. Investors didn't come on board the way I wanted them to come on board. And believe you me, the fear of failure in my 20s before then had stopped me from doing so many other things. Okay, if I wasn't afraid of failure, I would have started my entrepreneurial journey way before 2015. I would have started way before that, and I've made so many mistakes before that. I would have learned so many things before that because I started early. You understand? But the fear of failure would let me. Right now, as I'm speaking to you, I'm still afraid of things. But you know what? I do them afraid. Okay? And the fifth, I think is the fifth, anyways. But the fifth lesson that I learned in my 20s is to embrace my multifaceted identity. Okay? I am a woman. I am black. I am a lesbian. And I am very unapologetic about myself. Okay, I used to struggle. I used to be like, do you know what? Being a lesbian and being, when I used to practice, when I was practicing Catholic, it doesn't align with my faith. It doesn't do this. Oh, my culture. I'm saying this in quotes now, because culturally I've learned that people over the years, homophobic people over the years, have said what is African culture and what was African culture. You understand? So I used to struggle with these my identities. I used to struggle with them. I used to be like, they don't fit well together. They're not. They shouldn't. I shouldn't be this person. I shouldn't be black and gay. I shouldn't be a woman. And you understand? I used to struggle with that. But now I'm like, Kiki, the unapologetic African lesbian. You know, as I introduced at the beginning of this video. Yeah. So I think it's the sixth thing that I learned in my 20s is that certain things take time. Good things take time. See, I'm a very impatient girl. The way I speak is the way I want things to be done. You know, now. And that is not always, it's not always going to be like that. You can't force things to happen if they're not happening, if they're taking their time. Do you understand? Sometimes you do the best you can do and let life back you up. Let the universe back you up. You understand? But no, I want things done. No. I want this. No. And believe you me, if you're doing that now, if you listen to me and you're doing that now, you have to slow down, because the only thing you're going to get is hurt. The only thing you're going to get, probably make a lot of mistakes that you should have avoided if you just waited. Okay? Have you ever texted somebody and the person is taking so much time to reply? You're like, then you text them an angry text back saying, why not replying to me? What are you doing? I was somebody, and they find out that maybe they were in the hospital or maybe something happened to them. That's why they couldn't reply to you. Okay? So things take time. Wait, be patient. Be still. Sometimes you just need to be still. Okay? I know that's not easy, given some of our personalities, but sometimes that's the best you can do for yourself. And the seventh lesson that I learned in my 20s is that it is never too late to reinvent yourself. Okay? Now, I used to introduce myself as an entrepreneur. I used to introduce myself as a blogger. I used to introduce myself as the founder of Kinaka TV, publisher of Kinaka's blog, founder of Kinaka TV. But along the line, can you guys follow? I'm like, Bandi Kiki, entrepreneur, LGBTQ activist, philanthropist. You understand? So it's never too late to reinvent yourself. It's never too late to add some feathers onto your cap. It's never too late to remove a feather and add another one. Okay? It's never too late. You're not too old. You're not too young. Okay? So yeah. And the eighth life lesson that I learned is that life is not a competition. Okay? Stop comparing yourself to other people. Stop wanting to be other people. You can be inspired by somebody, but don't want to be them. Okay? There's a difference between being inspired by somebody and wanting to be them. Okay? I went through a terrible time not long ago, and somebody was messaging me on Facebook and like, I wish I were you. I'm like, is it because I'm not telling my problems? If I tell them, would you still want to be me if you knew my problems? Okay? So stop wanting to be other people. Just be you. Life is not a competition. Be yourself. Stop. This person's got this. I have to get it as well. This person's married. I have to marry it as well. This one has kids. I have to have kids as well. This one has a job, or this one is an entrepreneur. I have to do. It's not necessary. You understand? Sometimes when you compete with other people, you lose sight of what is naturally you. What would potentially turn you into a millionaire or a billionaire. Imagine you trying to be a nurse because somebody is a nurse when you're, because you're trying to compete with that person, when your real part in life is to be a successful entrepreneur just like Oprah. Imagine that. You understand? So no, don't compete. Life is not competition. Embrace your uniqueness. Embrace your multifaceted identities. Okay? And do you. Be you. Okay? And the last lesson that I learned in my 20s is this. I am the CEO of my life. and I can kick, sack, and stop interacting with whosoever I want. Okay? I can select who I want in my life. I can also select who I want out of my life. I learned this lesson the hard way. And it was only after I came out as a lesbian that I had to learn that. Okay? I used to be, oh yeah. But no. People started giving me grief. People started affecting my mental health. And when I talk about these people, I'm not just talking about friends and acquaintances. I'm talking about family members as well. Sometimes you have to sack them. And sometimes you have to have selective interaction with them. You decide when to interact with them and when not to interact with them. Okay? So yes, you are the CEO of your life. Sack, employ, delete, block as many people as you want, as long as it gives you that inner calm and inner peace. You deserve it. Anyway, guys, if you've enjoyed this video, please give it a thumbs up, subscribe, tell a friend to tell a friend about this YouTube channel. And obviously I'm back and I'll be posting content every Wednesdays and every Fridays. And that's it, guys. Until next time. Bye.